Have you ever wondered why it feels like the poorer you are, the harder it is to make good decisions? Like there is an invisible force pulling you back into bad habits, debt, and procrastination. Society tells you it is a lack of discipline. They say if you just worked harder, if you just stopped buying coffee, you would be rich. But science tells a darker, more uncomfortable story. There is a silent tax you are paying every single day. It is not collected by the government, it is collected by your own mind. It is called the bandwidth tax. And understanding it is the only way to break the chains of the scarcity trap. Let's look at the data. In a famous study, researchers went to a shopping mall and asked people to imagine a car repair bill. One group faced a cheap bill, $150. Another group faced a massive bill, $1,500. While these people were worrying about the money, they were given an IQ test. For the wealthy participants, the size of the bill didn't matter. Their IQ remained high. But for the lower income participants, the results were terrifying. When faced with the expensive bill, their IQ dropped by 13 points. To put that in perspective, 13 points is the difference between an average intelligence and being borderline cognitively impaired. It is the same effect as going a full night without sleep. This is the scarcity mindset. When you lack something, whether it is money, time, or food, your brain enters a state of tunneling. Imagine looking at the world through a thin straw. You can see the urgent problem right in front of you clearly. You need to pay rent. You need to fix the car. But you become blind to everything else. You stop seeing the long-term consequences. You stop seeing opportunities. The immediate crisis captures your mind so completely that you have no bandwidth left for planning, for willpower, or for growth. This tunneling effect explains why people in debt often take out high-interest payday loans. It is not that they don't understand the math. It is that the tunnel is forcing them to solve the immediate pain of today, regardless of the catastrophe it causes next month. The bandwidth tax makes you less fluid intelligence-wise. It reduces your executive control, and it creates a feedback loop. You make a short-term decision to survive the week, which creates a bigger problem for next month, which consumes even more of your bandwidth, leading to even worse decisions. But scarcity is not just about money. It happens with time, too. Have you ever been so busy that you failed to do the one task that would actually free up your time? That is the same trap. You are tunneling on the emails, the notifications, the noise, and ignoring the structural changes that would set you free. This is why busy people stay busy and broke people stay broke. The system is designed to consume your cognitive RAM. So how do we escape? If the problem isn't just a lack of money, but a lack of mental bandwidth, the solution requires a different approach. You cannot simply willpower your way out of a bandwidth deficit. You need to engineer an escape. First, you must create slack. Slack is a buffer. In supply chain management, efficiency is good, but if a system is 100% efficient, a single error collapses the whole chain. You need excess capacity. In your finances, this means building a small emergency fund is more important than paying off debt aggressively in the beginning. Why? Because that money buys you bandwidth. It stops the car repair bill from dropping your IQ. It allows you to think clearly. Second, automate your decisions. The wealthy do not have more willpower than you. They just use it less. They automate their savings, their bills, their investments. Every time you have to decide whether to save or spend, you are paying a bandwidth tax. By automating, you remove the decision from your brain, preserving your mental energy, not just managing. Third, recognize the cognitive cost of free things. Free entertainment, free apps, free drama. They cost you $0, but they cost you massive amounts of bandwidth. If your mind is cluttered with the noise of social media and the stress of other people's lives, you have no processing power left to solve your own scarcity. The reality is stark. The world is divided into those who have bandwidth and those who are trapped in the tunnel. The transition from poverty to wealth is not just a financial journey. It is a cognitive one. You have to reclaim your mind before you can reclaim your bank account. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to do it all with brute force. Start protecting your bandwidth as it were gold, because in the economy of the mind, it is the only currency that matters. If you are ready to stop tunneling and start building, you need to change your inputs. Subscribe to this channel. We do not just talk about money, we decode the psychology behind it. Clear your mind, build your slack, escape the trap.